Okay, I had to do a couple of test cuts to make sure that Cricut was cutting my flock correctly. I haven't done it in a while and I couldn't quite remember what my settings were, and I couldn't find the card that I wrote it on. So sometimes it's good to save scrap flock so that you can do test cuts. Also, sometimes depending on the age of your blade, you know, you might have to change your cut settings. But anywho, I think I got it down because this one peeled off clean. So I'm getting ready to load, excuse me, load the Cricut with the flock that I need to cut my design out on. And it's two pieces that I have to cut, and it's it has a lot of dots. I think it's over 3,500, so it's going to take Cricut a minute to get everything cut out. So I will bring you back when it's I'm going to start the cutting. My cut settings are Fabric Plus, and I use the deep cut setting blade. So I'm going to get things started. And like I said, I will bring you back when it's finished, and I will show you me peeling the flock off the mat. And we will see if I got the perfect cut or not. Okay, this is the border of my design. So let's see how this one cuts. So far, so good. And I only need to cut one of this because this is going to go at the top and the bottom of the wording for the pillow. Did you see that? That thing peeled like butter. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I definitely missed this. I'm telling you, rhinestones is my favorite medium, and I just love it. That felt so good. All right, now let me go cut out the bigger part of the design, and I'll bring you back. Okay, this is the second and final part. This is the one with the wording. Let's see how this goes. So far, so good. You don't want to pull it too rough because you don't want to stretch your holes. Look at that. A perfect cut. I love it. Now let's see if it can fit on my mat. I put the first part on the mat, so I'm going to flip this over and put this on there. Hopefully the mat is big enough to, yes it is. All right. So that is my design all ready to go. That felt so good. I love it. I love it. I love it. That peeled so perfect. I love my cut settings. And trust and believe, it took me a minute, not just today, but before today, to get my cut settings down. I used to cut it with the flock directly on the mat, but then after that, I would have so many, I would have to scrape the circles off the mat, and I hated that part. So I'm glad I kept playing with it. And plus I got me a different cutting blade. Originally I was using the Cricut blade that came with the machine. I have a Cricut Explorer Air 2. But then I purchased the blade after my machine was a year old, because you know, after a year, I mean, before the year, you void the warranty, and after a year, they're not going to fix anything if anything is wrong with it. You have to come out your pocket. So, anywho, I purchased the Rhinestone Whirl. I think it's a 45-degree cutter, and it's a thicker blade. So, as a result, it cuts really well. So let me get my rhinestone set up, and I will show you how I'm going to brush it in, and then use the tape. I'll bring you back. Okay, let's brush in some stones. I'm using SS10 crystal. So I try to pour more than I think I need, because them bumping together helps push them into place. And I forgot to get my pick tool just in case I need it for the few stones that don't want to fall in place. Okay, and I tilt my brush to slide out the excess in hopes of not bumping out any stones that fell in place. I got my heat press heating up to 350 degrees. Okay, I think I have a few more extra stones that I need to brush off, and then I'll go fill in the gaps. Let me get my alrighty. Sometimes you can brush them in and get all your stones in place, and then sometimes you have a few areas where you have to fill in the gap. But as you see, it doesn't take that long. me go over it. Sometimes these stones will be hiding on top of each other. Few more spots. Okay, I think that is it. Now I have to do the daunting task of cleaning up my stones. What? I think I'll get this container without knocking them on the floor. And then I can just pour it in the jar through the funnel. Easily slide this over. I don't want to bump any stones out of place. I just felt one fall on my foot. Well, there's an extra one that I didn't catch. Now I don't, oh, here we go. Okay, I got most of the stones out the way I can get them. These, I'll push that to the side, get them out the way. Okay, let me get my transfer tape. And this is specifically for hotfix rhinestones. And I haven't did it in a while. And let's see if I still got it. I like to put it in the U shape, taco shape, whatever you want to call it. It's bent in the middle. And you try to size it up to make sure that you have enough tape to cover the entire transfer when you go down. Sometimes I miss, and if I miss, I just add an extra piece of tape on the portion that's not covered. But once you go down, you want to commit. One of my stones came out of place, not a problem. Take your finger and pop it back in, and you'll hear like a snap. Then I like to press it down to make sure all the stones is sticking to the tape. Okay, I think that's it. I'll try to pull from this corner and go slowly because some of the tape is stuck to the backing that I have it on, and if it jolt, then your stones will go flying. But you also want to take your time because sometimes the stones don't stick to the tape, like right here. That stone didn't stick, so I'll put the transfer tape back down and press on that. And there you have it. We got two right there. I think we got an extra stone. Hold up. Another stone right there. Stone up there. Almost finished. And then what I like to do is lay it on the back and examine the stones to make sure that there is glue on all of the stones. One of my stones flipped over on me. I'm not good with tweezers. So, matter of fact, that looked like an extra stone. So I'm going to see if I can get it up without well, you know what? I'm not going to worry about it because it's faced up. So it's not going to adhere to my project. Trying to see if that's an extra stone. Okay. All right, everything looks good. So I'm going to put the backing of the transfer tape smooth out so it can stick back on it. And then you flip it over, and this is your rhinestone transfer. So I'm going to move that to the side. I'm going to go press the pillow to get out the moisture for about 5 seconds, and then I'll bring you back. I'll bring the pillow case over here so we can align the design. And then I will brush in the other stones because I can use that piece of transfer tape again. Okay, I heated my pillow for about 5 seconds under the heat press. Now I'm bringing my transfer over. And I will attempt to center it on the pillowcase. Alrighty. Let's see if I can get this thing aligned. And I have to remember to try to get it in the center because I also need the spacing for the border, top and bottom. And I need my ruler. Okay, that's good, top and bottom. Let's see what we got left. And right. Okay, I need to move it over to the right some. And this is the part I hate. Adjusting it because, hold up, I got an extra stone right there. And I done pulled off 2 stones, I think. Need a stone. I need it on the back side. Okay, making sure everything looks good before I press it, because if anything is out of place when I press it, there go another extra stone. Here we go. Alrighty, one look-see again. Okay, looks good to me. Make sure it's straight. Okay. It looks good to me. And I have a piece of parchment paper in between. I never pressed on this type of fabric before, so I don't know if the adhesive to the rhinestones will penetrate through the fabric and seal both sides up. So I don't want to take any chances. Okay, I'm gonna take it to the heat press, and before I do that, let me show it to you. I think I see another stone. Anywho, I'm gonna take it over to the heat press, and I will bring you over there when I get set up. Okay, I have it on the heat press, and I'm gonna cover it with the parchment paper to protect the exposed fabric. And I have it set for 350 degrees, medium pressure, 15 seconds. And again, I've never pressed on this material. Typically for t-shirts and stuff, it's 15 seconds, but a little thicker or different fabrics may take more time, not more temperature, but more time. We shall see how it goes. And again, I'm gonna go slow because sometimes your stones want to be stubborn. And again, especially on, see, like right up, that was that extra stone that was upside down. Okay. So far, so good. So far, so good. Alrighty. That was clean. So I'm gonna bring the pillowcase. Nope. I'm gonna leave it on the heat press. I'm gonna bring you back over so I can brush in the border. Okay, this is the border that's gonna go on the top and bottom of the pillow. So I have to brush in stones twice for this. When I originally created the design, I had it all in one piece, but it was too big. The design was too big. It wouldn't cut out in Cricut. So I had to separate it. And basically the process is the same. You pour on a little more stones than you think you need. Brush them in. Tilt your brush. Brush off the excess stones. Pick up the stones with your transfer tape and apply it to your fabric. Now I'm going to go around and fill in a couple of spots that didn't brush in. And as you see, it wasn't very many, and it doesn't take long. Okay, I'm going over to make sure all the stones are in place. I don't have any extra stones. Move the excess stones out of the place. So I have to do this twice. I'm going to use the same piece of transfer tape because I'm not going to be able to use. Now typically you can use a piece of transfer tape about 4 or 5 times, but I'm not going to be able to use this piece of transfer tape after this project because the black dye got on the transfer tape, and I don't want to take a chance of using it on something else, like say for instance I'm doing a white t-shirt or hoodie and that black get on that. Okay. I could cut my transfer tape, but I ain't even gonna worry about it because then it's good. This transfer tape will cover my design that I already did. And I just made it on this side. That tape is like right to the edge. Right to the edge. I just made it. You know what? I'm going to cut this off because that's too much friction. That's too much friction that when I pull, it might give me a problem and jerk my stones. Let me see if that cut it. Oh, let me do it again. You hear that popping? That could have caused problems for me when I got up to this part. Alrighty. Let me bring the pillow over. Pillowcase. And see if I can line this thing up. I'm not good with this. That's why I was mad that it was too big for the Cricut to cut. Trying to see if my design is Cricut or if it's the tape. I think it's me because I think that's tilted up. Okay, that's good. Alrighty, I'm gonna take it back to the heat Well, no. I'm not going to take it back to the heat press. I'm going to roll the stones in for the other one. And then I only have to press one more time instead of two more times. All right, now put your thinking cap on, Sharon. Put your thinking cap on. All righty. Work smarter, not harder. Alrighty, let's go through and see which spots that I missed. Okay, that looks to be that. So I'm gonna try to cut me a piece of transfer tape from this, make it a little shorter. I won't have too much hanging over. Okay. Got that together. Alrighty. I did it again. Just barely made the edge. I'm gonna add a piece of tape right there because that may give me problems. Because it's like half the stone is covered. So all I got to do is take my transfer tape, add it on top of that, overlap, cut it, voila. There we go. That is much better. Okay. Alrighty, move that out the way. Bring my pillow back and try to align the bottom symmetrically with the top. We shall see how that goes. All right, let me take my measurements. That looks good to me. Okay, I'm gonna take it over to the heat press and I'll bring you back for the final project because you saw me press the first part. Alrighty, let's do the reveal. And I have another pillow to do, so I'm going to save this tape for that. I love it. I love it. Let me, so you can see the front. Do you see that? I love it. And you can see the fading right there. And that's just from the heat, because when I did that portion, it had the fading as well. So it'll go away once the pillowcase cool off. And all I have to do is stuff it and put it on my bed. I love it. That is so cute. Okay, I will show you at the end how the two pillows came out. And that'll be the tutorial for this week. Thankful, grateful, and blessed.